Well, his critics call him an enemy of liberty. Others say his nomination is another end around the legislative process by the White House. Andrew Traver is President Obama's choice to lead the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, or ATF for short. And he is not well liked by the gun lobby. They are now threatening to make his approval in the Senate a very rough road. But is that fair? Larry Pratt is the executive director of Gun Owners of America. Larry, why so objectionable? I want to point out to our viewers, both the Democratic and the Republican senators from Illinois are very much behind this guy.
Hi, Megan. Well, you would expect them to be because they're for gun control. Mr. Traver heads up the Chicago office of the ATF currently, and during the time he's been there, he signed on to a conference report where he was in attendance that went through a list of gun control that he would like to see, including a reenactment of the Clinton gun ban. So naturally, we're opposed to him. Senator Leahy, I think, has wisely decided, let's pull back and cancel for now, at least, the hearing that we were going to have on the confirmation, because it's not clear that even without the scandal that's brewing now over the BATF being an accessory to the murder of a Border Patrol agent, that this guy really was going to face a tough time in the Senate. Even Democrats, if they want to try to get reelected, some of them, going to have to come around. But with now the looming crisis breaking about how their agents were literally running guns into Mexico to jack up the numbers to make it look like they needed more money for their agency, and one of those guns was used to kill a Border Patrol agent. Other people in Mexico have been killed
we're way
with
off
other
the beaten
guns.
path. We are way off the beaten
because
path.
we haven't, because if they put him on the stand, Megan, then he's going to have to answer questions, and they don't want him to answer those questions.
But listen, in fairness to ATF, we don't have somebody on their side to defend them. Those are not the charges that we had you on to discuss, and I don't want to leave them hanging out there without anybody to represent their side. I just want to ask you about this nominee.
They won't tell Senator Grassley a thing, so they're not going to come on this show.
Larry, with all due respect, we'll decide the topics that we discuss with the guest, and that's maybe for another day. Today we're talking about President Obama's nominee to head up this bureau, okay? And my point to you is that both the Democrat and the Republican support him. Not only that, but he's favored by Patrick Fitzgerald, the U.S. attorney in the area, who's crediting him big time with cracking down on the Latin Kings, the Vice Lords, the Black Gangster Disciples, all big gangs in Chicago, where this guy, in particular in Aurora, Illinois, where this guy cracked down, the murder rate went from 26 murders in 2002 to 2 in 2008. And that is why they say this decorated Navy veteran should head up the ATF.
Well, if he wants to be the head of a police agency where he has to get congressional confirmation, he needs to get off his anti-gun kick. It's just totally unacceptable, and we're not going to look at the rest of his record. If he thinks his job is to come after gun owners, legitimate gun owners in this country, then we're against him, and we just really don't care how many arrests he can tout. He will also be making arrests of gun owners who haven't done anything, because those are even easier arrests to make than going after real criminals.
How much power does he have? Because the Obama administration did not propose to reinstate the lapsed assault weapons ban. So can this guy do it as the head of ATF?
Sure. The ATF intervened with the State Department and got them to cancel permission to import 830,000 almost antique rifles, now M1 carbines, from Korea. That's probably the biggest gun ban in history. It was done all by regulation, by diktat from the FBI and from the BATF. They have done lots of things like that. They've gone after business owners. They've gone after individual gun owners and lied under oath to get convictions. These guys are a disgrace to law enforcement, and Travers isn't going to do anything to clean that up.
Well, here's my question. Neither President Bush nor President Obama has been able to get their proposed head of the ATF confirmed. President Bush, that position became subject to Senate confirmation back in '06. President Bush couldn't get his guy confirmed. President Obama can't get his guy confirmed, I guess. But my question for you is, why is he stalled in the Senate when the Senate is controlled by the Democrats? Is it that Chairman Leahy can't give him a hearing, or he doesn't think he can get the guy through on the hearing because of folks like you?
Leahy had it scheduled, but he pulled it back. He canceled the hearing when this stuff started to break that Senator Grassley has now made public about their involvement in running guns into Mexico. That, in my opinion, is what drew the line, and they just don't want to go there.
Okay. Larry, thanks. I appreciate you coming on. All the best to you, sir.
Good to be with you. Thanks.